Hello again, everybody, and welcome back to The Money Cure. I'm your host, Sean Robert Grant, SRG, super rich guy. Yes, love it, love it, love it. Happy to be back with you here again, and happy to be talking about something that is so exciting to me, and that is money. That is the love of money. That is the accumulation, the circulation, the beauty of money, and how it relates to your life and how it magnifies the happiness within your life. I talked a little bit last time, and if you hadn't heard the past episode, you should definitely go check it out, about a word that you should never use when it comes to money. But, I've really been thinking, my objective has always been, what can I give back to other people that is so abundant in me divinely that can help them to live their best lives? Yeah, I can even remember I wrote a book called Prosperity Secrets, and I understood, but I didn't understand prosperity and money on this level, and I still had a few hangups about it. And so when I began looking to transform my relationship with money, I needed something that would be powerful enough to create an overhaul of all the junk and the stuff that I had been taught. Once again, growing up in the Bible Belt. And let me just say, Christianity was amazing for me. Christianity was a blessing for me. It enabled me to just get exposure to so much. It was my first connection to God, so to speak. And so I'm really appreciative of it, but it also put a damper on my self-image, on my self-belief, and my ability to know that I was not only capable, but I was worthy of doing whatever I wanted to do, being whatever I wanted to be, and having whatever I wanted to have. And that's just the reality of it. So if you're here and you're in that boat, I welcome you. I thank you for listening in, because this will help you. Like, the truth of the matter is, getting back to the concept of money. Money is here to help us to amplify the wonderful people that we are. If you get money and you become a bad person, that means you were a bad person to begin with. If you get money and you become a greater person, that means you were a fantastic person to begin with. And that's the truth of it. Religion taught me to despise and to dislike people who had lots and lots of money. So with that belief being embedded into my subconscious, all I ever saw were pricks that were wealthy, and not the cool, awesome, wonderful, generous people that I see now who are wealthy. So you got to think, like, your mind is like your dog. You tell it oftentimes to go fetch, and sometimes you'll tell it indirectly to go fetch. It'll start running after stuff and attempting to grab everything possible that you said to grab. Another analogy is like a computer. You give it an application, and then it will download it without interruption unless you pull the plug. And by pulling the plug, I mean pull the plug on the belief. So what my objective is today, with the title, A 30-Day Love Letter to Money. Money is a psychic, energetic entity. Money is as personal as your mom, your dad, your spouse, your brothers and sisters, your cousins, your relatives, your friends. It's as personal as that. And if you try and tell me differently, I call bullshit. I lie, because you're not telling the truth, because how can something not be personal yet react to the energy that we're exuding? Money is a person, right? And we'll get to this further along in other episodes, but you got to look at money as a person. You got to look at money as this personality in your life, because if you do not, you're going to experience some trouble. And what I mean by trouble is you can have lots of it, but you'll have like so many issues and you won't have the peace of mind. My objective is to get you to a place where you have lots of it, you have the peace of mind, you can enjoy it, you have fun with it, and it just brings all the stuff that you never could have even imagined, you know? So we got to look at money as a person. And I'll just kind of touch on the subject of what I've got planned. I call it a money companion, okay? And the reason I call it a money companion because money has to be up there with the relationship that you have with the most important people in your life. And here's why. You can't live on good looks. You know, you can't go into your mortgage company or your bank or your rental place and say, I want to pay you with these smiles. It doesn't work like that. The world revolves around currency and money and exchange. So we have to master that area in order to live the way that we desire. And trust me, I had a hard time with this because I had always been taught that having a lot of money was bad. And it literally made me feel bad inside whenever I got a lot of money. So I never had more than I should have because I always felt guilty. But I'm telling you to get rid of that guilt. I'm telling you to alleviate it. I'm telling you to release it and never look back because it is completely fine. It is fantastic. It is amazing. It is joyful. It is like exciting to have a ton and ton and tons and tons and tons of cash flowing to you and circulating in your life. It is exciting. So know that, believe that. That's going to help you, okay? But we've got to master that area. So think about the best relationship in your life. And think about all the qualities within that relationship. So I'll give you an example. I take my wife. The best relationship I have. Just gives me absolutely everything I need. Sometimes, actually a lot of times, not even asking. Like, this is how cool this is. So stay with me. And I think of all the qualities that I exude in the relationship with my wife. I devote energy to it, or to her. I devote focus. I devote time to communicate. I devote, more importantly, love, unconditional love. And I devote thoughts that always consider her and consider us as a collective whole. So you know what you do? Or this is what I did. I took that relationship and I said, you know what? I'm going to turn my relationship with money into that relationship. Or I'm going to exude the same qualities. Because when I looked at my relationship with money before I came to that realization, it was the worst possible relationship I could think of. So I had to be honest with myself. I was like, of course, money, why in the hell would you stay with me? Because I've been treating you like, can you imagine telling somebody, oh, well, you're not that important. And I was one of the people who said, I used to always say money's not important, but money is very important. But can you imagine telling a person who loves you, who you're building a relationship with, you're not that important? It's okay if I have just enough of you, but I don't want all of you. Think about that. Think about how that sounds. Think about how you feel when you say that. So, and those are direct phrases that people use when they're having money issues. Now I can pinpoint why people have issues just by the things they say. And thankfully, I've had an opportunity to go through a lot of them. So I know now you can't do that because that will make money grab wings and fly away and never come back. So you got to revamp this relationship. You've got to write a love letter to money. And the reason I say 30 days is because in 30 days, it's more than enough time. You may even shift sooner, and I shifted sooner, but it becomes such a joyous experience that you start to apologize and ask for forgiveness for all the stuff you didn't do and all the stuff you did do. And all of a sudden, the energy around cash, the energy around financial flow, the energy around dollars, pesos, pounds, whatever it is, transforms. And all of a sudden, like you're paying your bills, and then you feel at peace. You have peace surrounding it. You're learning new ideas on how to save money. You're being smarter and more strategic with the way you circulate money out into the world. And this is what transpires when you write a letter to money as a person, as that most important relationship. Because you can't live without it. You can't live without it. You may have been taught, just as I, that money's not important. You only need just enough money. But it's wrong. You want to have as much as you can because it's mind power. It's getting power. It's teaching you how to be yourself completely in the world and do the things that you desire to do. And if that's bad, I'm sorry. I run away from it because that is great. That sounds like God in every sense of the word. And I want an unlimited amount of that. I desire an unlimited amount of that. And I declare and I decree and I proclaim, because that is what it comes down to, man. That is what it comes down to. It doesn't come down to anything else other than understanding that you deserve, you should desire tons and tons of money for your own creative expression, for your own life to share with your loved ones. Okay? So in this love letter, what you're going to do, you got to use your imagination a little bit. So think about your relationship to it. Think about, and just, you got to be brutally honest, because if you're not honest, it won't amount into anything, right? But if you're truly honest with yourself and you're honest with money, that's when you really start to get the breakthroughs. So as if it was a bad relationship, just start writing. And a good way to start is, dear money, dear money, I am so sorry for the way that I've treated you over the course of my life. I hadn't appreciated you enough or given you the right type of energy or told you the right type of things to allow you to show up in my life fully. I'm very sorry, and I hope you can find it in your heart to forgive me. And money will always forgive you, because money is God and God is money. It's all energy. So it will forgive you. It's a loving energy, But all of a sudden, you're transforming how you see that energy. And it only has to be a page per day. A page per day. It can be longer if you want. But if you commit to this for 30 days, I guarantee you everything in your life around money will shift. And that's the beauty. That's when you start to see that you have more than enough. That's when you start to see, you look back, you've always been wealthy, you've always been abundant, you just hadn't seen it through your perception. Because life is all about perception. So that's what we have to do, is create the shift. And you're going to write that letter to money to create that shift. 30 days, guys. Commit to it. If you commit to it, it will change your life. It will transform your life. It will never be the same. And I definitely want to hear back from you about it, because I know this stuff works. I've been using it for some time. I know it works. Like, I can do all the things now that I couldn't do before, because I've decided to get passionate about setting my mind to magnetizing money, about setting my mind to helping people to become more prosperous. That is why I can tell you right now, this stuff works, and you just have to commit to it. Okay? Guys, thank you so much for joining me today. It has been awesome in every sense of the word. We'll talk soon. Thanks so much. Take care. Bye-bye.